My name is Marissa Wynn, and I am founder of Team Ignite. And tonight I'm really excited to talk about, on my coaching opportunity call, a little bit more about my testimony. A lot of people have followed me on Facebook, Instagram, have found me on YouTube, and really want to get into the nitty-gritty about what coaching is, what I do, how I grow a team behind the scenes, and how, as a mom of five, we've been able to build a massive, thriving international team of over 1,000 downline coaches. It's something that's not why I started coaching at all, but I'm going to dive into exactly what I do, why I do it, and how it's able to be duplicated with members of our team and our downline, no matter where they're at in the world. As long as you have internet access, you can build a business beyond your wildest dreams. And that's something that I am very passionate about for the coaches who sign up with us, that they set the pace on how they want to build their business, and I match their speed. So your goals, your reason why you're doing this, that is what I'm going to match. It's not about me. It's not about what I want. It's about what you want. And so if you're listening to this as far as possibly wanting to discount on programs or products, awesome. If you're listening to this as possibly dabbling in coaching world and seeing, well, people have been asking, I've been using the products, they've been asking about my weight loss or asking about my transformation, and maybe I can actually be a part of their journey, awesome. Or if you're looking at this as far as a business building income opportunity, as far as coming home from work full time, or maybe you are at home right now and you want to remain at home. If you have a certain amount of income that you need to hit, how do you do it? How does this work behind the scenes? And it's something that's really possible and plausible to interweave within your lifestyle. That's what I'm going to go over tonight. I'm going to share exactly what I do as a coach, and how it's something that I truly believe can fit in anybody's life if this is something that they're passionate about, serving others versus selling products. So what I'm going to do, if this is your first time on Zoom, if you're listening to this, I'm going to be screen sharing my slides with you. Now, you're going to be listening to a recorded version of this, so the process recording, you're going to be able to skip around if you need to. And if you have a hard time seeing this on a cell phone or a tablet, go ahead and replay it then on a desktop or a laptop. So the screen is going to be a lot larger for that. So we are going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to screen share slides, and here we go. Okay. So, like I said, this is really just bulleted down exactly what we're going to be covering tonight. What is a coach? What's required to be one? A lot of times I get people asking, how on earth do you get paid? I don't understand how you're generating this income when you've never posted a single sales link publicly on Facebook. I don't understand how you're doing that. So I'm going to get into that as well. How do you build a team? And I'm really going to tackle the most common objections and hesitations that people have when it comes to coaching. Something like, I'm not good in sales, I'm not at my goal body, I don't have a transformation yet. Why would somebody sign on with me if I'm not there yet? Or even things like pyramid schemes. That's something that I get asked about as far as in network marketing, and especially spouses. That seems to be one of the top questions. So if your husband is like listening behind the scenes, I am all game with answering any type of questions people have, and feel free to ask in the chat box as well. So as we're going, I can read along and tackle that as we go along, okay? So nothing is off limits on these calls. I'm an open book. Before I sign on as a coach, I drilled my coach. So I want to make sure that people come into this as educated as they possibly can, and making sure that they're making a choice that's going to best fit their family. And here we go. Okay, so just a little bit more about me is I'm actually a former single mom. So I had my oldest when I was in college at Florida State University in Florida, North Florida. After I graduated college, I worked in corporate America. So I worked full time until my third was born. So I have 5 children now, 4 sons and a daughter. And when my third was born, there was medical issues, and I wasn't allowed to drive. So I stayed home, and then got pregnant again. Finally figured out what caused that, so that that. But it was something that after my 5th was born, changed everything for me. Up until that point, in hindsight, I realized I was pretty blessed that I had a child, and I bounced back relatively easily. I was just fit. My body was an athletic frame, and I worked out because I loved to, not because I had to. With number 5, changed everything. I went from a size 4 to a size 14 and above. I got to a point where 6 months after I had my 5th child, I couldn't even fit into my extra large maternity clothes. And people were like, no, I never saw you like that. I'm like, you're right, you did it, because those pictures don't exist. I was behind the camera, nobody knew. And I actually did CrossFit before I did Beachbody. So I saw posts that a friend of mine was doing from high school, and she was talking about CrossFit. And I had too many children. I wasn't allowed to go to the gym. So the number of children that I had took up the ratio that they had in their daycare, preschool allotment that they had. So I couldn't even go to the gym unless my husband was home, and they didn't have classes early enough for me to go and be back to get everybody started for school and to nurse the baby at 6 a.m. and stuff like that. So I did CrossFit. And some of the CrossFit mentality is actually what I brought into our team culture. Culture is going to be something that you hear me talk about a lot, because I'm a true believer if you have a strong, passionate culture that's interweaved within your team and your organization, no matter how hard some of the months are, or no matter how hard or how many challenges that you're going through, personal seasons that you're weathering behind the scenes, culture of your team is something that is irreplaceable. It's going to be that priceless, really item that's going to be pushing you through and help your team navigate when everything seems to be working against you. And, when it comes to being an entrepreneur, it's going to be like this. I think the harder you push and the bigger leaps of faith you take and shattering comfort zones, I feel like the universe kind of works against you. It's like, okay, how bad do you want it? Going to push against you. How bad do you want it? And that's really going to be up to you. So after 6 months of CrossFit, I was not losing a ton of weight, but the camaraderie of people who were there, I was always the heaviest one, and I was always the last one to finish. And what was amazing to me is I would get to the box at 5 a.m. and we would do our WODs, which are the workouts, and not a single person would leave until I finished. And for some of them, that meant they waited like 15 or 20 minutes until after they finished. They would literally go out and run in with me sometimes to help me get in. That's a no man left behind mentality. And it was something that I had made such a difference in my life. And that's something that we continue on with our team. It is, I don't advance and this team doesn't grow unless I am giving everything that I have to my team. That means templates, that means duplication, that means trainings. There's nothing that I am given that my team doesn't receive as well. That's something that not every team is going to function that way, and that's fine. But for us, in order for us to grow, my goal for my coaches is to actually exceed me faster as a higher rank, as a higher income. That is my goal, is to help duplicate trainings and processes faster and expedite that so they don't have to go through kind of the guesswork on what I did. That's a huge part of what we do. So back to that mentality. So after CrossFit, I actually did Nutrisystem for 4 months and was losing weight, but I couldn't afford the $500 or $600 a month on the food. And then I was seeing one of my girlfriends that I went to high school with post about this thing called Beachbody. And she'd been posting about it for 3 or 4 months and had occasionally messaged me. And I'm like, no, I'm doing Nutrisystem, totally fine. Well, as I started to lose weight with Nutrisystem, I developed what I would kind of call like that thin fat, skinny fat, where you're losing it, but you're not toned at all. So, I mean, I automatically have excess skin just because I've had 5 children anyway, but I felt like I had all this excess skin. So we finally started talking. I said, now listen, I know it's Beachbody, but I can't go work out at the beach. And she's like, no, that's not how it works. You don't work out at the beach, you work out at home. That's the whole reason why this would be a great fit for you. So being the person that I am and how neurotic my husband is by researching stuff, we researched the heck out of it. And I actually started as a challenger. I didn't sign on as a coach originally. So I started as a challenger doing at-home programs. The first one I did was Insanity. And I drank chocolate vegan Shakeology, so I replaced a meal a day. And it was the hardest program I get to do. It's still the hardest program, but it chiseled my body. My body became what I never knew it could. And then what was happening as I was going through this transformation, people started asking me about it. And I wasn't a coach yet, so I kept referring them on to my coach. And after about 6-7 weeks, we had many conversations about it. And I said, you know what? I'm ready to do this. I was actually on vacation in the mountains. I had no reception with my kids. And I just had this epiphany one night. I went up to the fitness room and I was working out with my DVD player because they didn't have the digital access that they do now. And I stopped and I said, you know what? If I can do this in the mountains, anybody can do this. I can't stop thinking about it. I'm going to do it. So I actually got in the car, drove down the interstate, got internet or got cell phone reception, called her. I said, let's do it. And this is crazy, but just something in my heart is telling me this is what I meant to do. I signed on and I never looked back. So below, it's a little small, but you can see one of my before pictures. This isn't a true before picture because there was never a before taken of me. But you can see where I was and then where I am after. So I'm a healthy size 4'6". Obviously founder of Team Ignite. We're in the top 0.1% of our entire industry. And I went from zero income to, well, that was before, 5,000 plus. I'm between about 6 and 7 now. So it's something that for me is, has completely changed the trajectory of my life. And sometimes it's a challenge balancing it all, but I cannot imagine going somewhere and working and doing that and not being able to do and juggle what I do at home and attend my children's ceremonies and all this stuff that you do when you've got 1 kid or 5 kids. It doesn't matter. We're all as busy. Everybody has the same 24 hours in the day. So it's something that it's amazing to watch my coaches do, amazing to watch their teams grow, amazing to have that support and camaraderie. So I'm going to jump in for we're going to be on for about 15-20 minutes. So what is Beachbody? I didn't know what it was, so I just want to tackle this because people may not know really what goes into Beachbody or how it works. Beachbody is $1 billion plus year company. Another thing is they're a 100% debt-free corporation, which for my husband spoke volumes because he is Mr. Anti-Debt, refuses to open anything on a credit card. So when he was researching it, that was huge. That was pivotal. So if you do Dave Ramsey, if you do the envelope system, this is something that gets discussed by our CEO, by Carl Deichler. Number 1 infomercial in the world, 21 Day Fix, then 21 Day Fix Extreme. Over 30 plus programs. The reason why that to me is a really big deal if you're listening to this call considering building a business is that's one of the first questions and objections I get from people is, well, the program that I did or that I heard about wouldn't fit most people. And you know what the beauty of this is? It's not a one size fits all. It's not, if you're a female, this is the program. If you're a male, this is your program. This is what you have to choose from. Beachbody's done a phenomenal job of evolving as the objections and the challenges evolve in society. So right now, it's people just don't have time to work out. So instead of having 90-minute old school P90X where people just simply aren't going to do it because they don't have an hour and a half in the day to dedicate to fitness, they condense it. They figure out a way to have the same impact and the same results in a much more condensed period of time. So Insanity, Turbo Fire, Brazil Butt Lift, 21 Day Fix, #1 seller, even Size, Country Heat, those are more choreographed, dance. I have never had a customer that I have not been able to find a fit for a program. Now, over the past 3 years, I've had challengers or customers who have purchased something, they get it for a couple weeks, I'm like, yeah, not a fit, not what I thought it was going to be, or I need something longer, or I need something more targeted in this, maybe my thighs, or I want to do more weights, and this is more cardio than what I thought. Beauty of it is, you can return it, you can exchange it out, no questions asked. Like I said, never had somebody I've been unable to find a fit for. And that's an amazing thing that they continue to roll out many, many different programs to fit those niches and those deficits I think that there are in society when it comes to going to the gym. This is a way to bring the gym to you. Hundreds of millions of dollars are spent on advertisement. This is amazing because very rarely do I talk to somebody that has not heard of some aspect of Beachbody. They may not know what Beachbody is, but they might have heard of Tony Horton or P90X or Shakeology or like Body Beast. We've even, partnered with Ironman. So we're the key, leaders with Ironman and their sponsors. So it's amazing to see how people might not really know what the full effect is or the full size of the organization, but they're like, oh, that's like that Shaun T guy, right? From the hip hop ads 5 years ago. My mom got me that. So it's very high brand recognition, which isn't exactly why I got into it. I got into it because it was working and people were asking me what I was doing. So what does a coach do? Number one question I get, like, I see you post. You're not like Beachbody heavy posting, you know, you post about your family, you post about your passions, you post about your life, and I'm not understanding what you're doing behind the scenes. So this is actually one of my cover photos from maybe 6 months ago. So the reason why I have this up, because this is actually a great example of what I do. As a coach, you are able to build your business any way you want. You are CEO of your own company. What you want for your team and how you navigate it is going to be completely up to you. For me, things that I love are adventure. I'm an adrenaline junkie. Humor. I think I'm funny sometimes, but I love people who are witty and funny. And I'm like, oh, that was such a great comeback. I think of that 10 minutes later, but you're my new best friend. I love that. Family. So that's obviously a huge part of what I do and who I am. Health and wellness. I'm an entrepreneur and an SJS advocate with one of my children who got extremely ill last January. So this cover photo, and I'm going to break it down a little bit more, but this is actually a great representation because this is what I have as kind of what I would call my billboard on Facebook. I have built this entire business organically through my personal Facebook page. That is what I tell my coaches who sign on. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Don't overextend yourself into all these different arenas and think that you have to be a master at it all. Pick one area and master it completely. For me, it's Facebook. I have heavy Instagram coaches. I have heavy blogging coaches. I have heavy local in-person coaches. You find what works for you. What works for you is what drew you into the business, and that's usually what you're going to be able to duplicate. Your friends trust you for a reason. Cold market is attracted to you for a reason, and you need to go with that. Put blinders on. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing because what works for them will not work for you. All right, so in a little bit more detail, obviously work out, okay? Going to be a product of the product, and that's something, it's a vital behavior within our company, and people are like, what is that? That means that you practice what you preach. I work out daily, and if I don't, I really try hard to, but I'm not a robot, so some days I slip up. And another thing about being a product of the product is you don't have to be in perfect condition to coach. People love that story. People love being a part of that journey. And I'm telling you, you do not need to be in perfect condition and as a fitness model and a nutrition expert in order to help people. And that's the difference in that, is that you don't have to have all these qualifications. Some of the top coaches in our company never graduated high school, which is mind-blowing to me. We're going to get into that. But your passion to serve others and not sell products is what's going to carry you on to the next level. You meal plan, so obviously you're focused on nutrition and not overeating and really trying to tackle what's going to work well for you. Virtual brainstorm, so how this is set up. This is really what we do with our teams who are not local to us. I do have local meetups, and I'm part of what's called the Tampa Market Council. So within this region of Florida, there's a handful of coaches, and we're the ones who are in charge of doing Super Saturdays and events like that. But when it comes to virtual world, blows my mind that with very little money in advertising or anything, I have built this business really through virtual world simply by doing sessions like this. And this is how you connect with your team. Meetups and fellowship. We have Summit, which is every year, which is a massive, massive convention. So, coaches fly in from all over, so internationally as well. But it's a phenomenal place where you're able to go and to plug in and to meet the trainers and to really experience the energy of Beachbody and the culture that they represent. Because the energy, the first time that I went, game changer for me. It was amazing to be around people who are positive-minded, who are like-minded, who were in it for the right reasons, who had struggles, but who were just like, you know what? I'm destined for greatness. I'm destined to be more than what I am. I'm in this for the right reason. And if I only help one person, I'm helping somebody. I'm changing somebody's life by putting myself out there. And that's something that in this business, I call that shattering your comfort zone with my coaches. You're going to be inviting people and people are going to say no. And that's okay, because a no isn't mean no forever. It means a no, not right now. I have coaches who signed on with me recently who've been following me for 3 years. It wasn't their time to do it. And you know what? If they did it 2 years ago, they would have crashed and burned probably. When it's their season, when they get that spark inside, like I did on vacation with my family, that's when the right time is for them. We do retreats. So a lot of times people will see me do these diamond retreats, or I've gone all these places. So I've been to Cancun and on the cruise, and Destin, Florida, and Nashville and South Carolina, and Canada and California. And it blows my mind, you know, what this business has done just over the past 3 years, and the connections that I've made and lifelong friendships that I've developed. And a lot of them are with people who I still have yet to meet in person, which blows my mind. Super Saturdays, again, quarterly meetings that we host. We share our journey. This is something, again, that I cannot tell you how important it is with the culture of our team. Again, we don't post links. That's not something that we do. I'm a believer in this business particularly. If you're focused on sales, you won't get far. You can't view people as numbers. You can't view them as sales, okay? If you view it as serving somebody, the easiest part of my job is when somebody clicks purchase. That's easy to me, because my job starts then. It's not okay, let me know what you think. It's like, okay, let's do our challenge groups. Let's, meal plan. Let's get your workout, in. Let's figure this out. Let's get going. That is a part of your journey, and people are going to be following you. The highs and lows in my life, the transparency and the vulnerability, not everybody's going to connect with that, and that's okay. I'm not trying to talk to everybody. I'm trying to talk to the people who it's attraction marketing, who are attracted to me in the season of life that I'm in right now. I'm not going to be, probably attracting or communicating with, a 50-year-old dude. That's not my market, and that's okay. We develop what's called rhino skin. You know what I mean? That's just part of the business if you build a solid business. And you grow through personal development. Personal development is a requirement with my team. They read books. They are going to be fueling themselves up, not just physically and nutritionally, but filling their mind and their body with things that are going to help them navigate really hard seasons, not just business-wise, but personal-wise. That's something that our team, that's another vital behavior, not just with our team, but with our entire company. So personal development, and a lot of times people might see me post quotes and whatnot. You're required to do 15 minutes a day at least. And I'm telling you, if you get a million no's in a row, or if you just have days where you're like, I just created this awesome graphic and I got 5 likes and nobody likes me, unplug and read personal development. You can't pour into others unless you pour into yourself first. So that is vital in this business, really in any network marketing business. Okay, so what do I get as a coach? Your health, obviously. So that's the beauty of this, is if you are being a product of the product and practicing what you preach, you're improving your body, which is amazing. Not just a part of your body, your entire body and your entire well-being is improving. 25% off products. A lot of people don't know that. So I have quite a few discount coaches, people who might have been challengers, who purchase Shakeology or a program and who love it, but are like, I don't know if I want to say I'm a coach. I don't know if I want to go out and do that, but I don't want to pay full price. I'm like, awesome. Okay, well, we can work with that. So you can actually be super frugal, be a discount coach. Nobody even has to know you're a coach. But you get 25% off Shakeology. You get 25% off all programs, apparel, equipment, supplements, everything that they carry, you get 25% off. You have the opportunity to build financial stability. I'm a believer in this business. You get out what you put into it. And I don't really mean as far as time. I have friends who are multiple star diamond coaches who have 4 to 5 children, who work full-time outside the home, and who build this business 60 to 90 minutes a day. And it blows my mind if you are focused and intentional with the time that you have. So again, everybody has 24 hours in the day. It just depends on how you're going to allocate and what short-term sacrifices you're willing to give for long-term gain. For me, a lot of times it's early morning things. So I do things I don't have to do, but I get to do them. I love to do it. So things like 5 a.m. boot camp, virtual boot camp. I can't get to a gym. So I bring the gym to me and I let other people work out with me too. It pushes me harder, pushes them harder. It's free. And that's something that works incredibly well for me. And then also plant seeds as far as a domino effect on this is what I do. And if you're interested in the support group, and that's a part of it. And that all is going to funnel into financial stability if that's what your goal is. And again, I'm not speaking to everybody who's going to be listening to this call that that's what your goal is. But if it is, I'm living proof that it can happen, okay? A community, obviously. My son down there on the left, Kyan, got incredibly ill last January, with something called SJS, which was Stevens-Johnson syndrome. And long story short, his body burned from the inside out. They think he had a reaction to something. He was in a coma. He was in the burn unit. He, full body, head to toe wrap, lost all of his skin, almost lost his eyes. Every single thing that you could imagine pretty much happened. And the community of Beachbody came together and rallied. Within a day, my children were taken care of. We moved into the Ronald McDonald House, and meals were done. People came and rotated out with my other 4 children. And my team supported not only me, but continued to build the business. That is the goal. You cannot build this if you think you're going to come in, it's just going to be you and be like, I got this. It's not. Team building and team growth is where long-term financial freedom in this business is. I'm at a point now where what my team generates, I can never outsell what my team helps to build in volume and generate for me financially. That's the goal. For you to lead from the front on that and make sure that you're duplicating things that are representations of what you want for the culture of your team versus certain products and pushing products. That's why people are like, I've never felt pressured. I'm like, you never should. Never should. That's not our goal. And if that was our goal, I hope somebody would come in and slap me and be like, you're doing it wrong. Because if that's your goal, you're not going to succeed in this long term. Okay. Now, are there costs associated? This is a question I get, and I want to make sure that everybody is on the same page and has a clear understanding. So if you guys need to take a screenshot or a picture with your phone, or if this is a question your spouse has, feel free to have them come over and look at this. Now, if you purchase a challenge pack, that is what almost all of my customers and coaches start with. A challenge pack is a workout program plus a month of Shakeology, and it's bundled at a deeper discount price than like if you were to buy Shakeology in a program on its own. Now, what's newer with challenge packs is it also comes with Beachbody On Demand. So when I started coaching, they didn't even have that. All they had were the DVDs. Beachbody On Demand is where you have access to your program, like on your phone, on your tablet, Apple TV, Roku TV, Kindle Fire, it's everywhere. So there's times like that I will literally pull over on the side of the road and go to a park if I'm in between errands and get a 20-minute workout done. That flexibility and convenience really makes it a no excuse attitude when it comes to your personal health and fitness. If you have the motivation, they've now given us the tools that you can do this anytime, anywhere. So that's going to come with that as well. It's also going to come with access to your support groups through your coach, whoever your coach and your team is. So if you purchase a challenge pack, say if you're a customer and you purchase a challenge pack, like you get 21-day fix and Shakeology. If you then decide to sign on as a coach, you pay a $40 one-time coach fee, and that gets reimbursed 100%. So basically it's a $0 total cost. Now, say if you are listening, you're like, you know what? I'm ready to do it. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I know that this is something I'm meant to do, and I'm ready to jump in and learn all I need to learn. So if you purchase a challenge pack at the same time you sign up as a coach, the $40 coach fee gets waived. You don't even have to worry about the reimbursement. So you get your package, you get to be an active coach, and the $40 fee gets waived. Now, here's a monthly breakdown for you. So say if you are a Shakeology customer, okay, Shakeology on its own per month is $130 at a customer price. So you're going to divide that out per day because you drink it per day. So you get a daily serving of that. Now, if you are a coach, remember like I said on the other side, you get 25% off. So you're going to get 25% off your Shakeology cost, which is going to take it down to $99. There's a monthly service fee of $15.95, and I went ahead and rounded that up. The service fee is going to cover your websites that Beachbody gives you, and that's where people purchase from. I actually want to touch on this. This is a question I've been getting a lot from people. So they ask if I have to buy it and then I mail it out. No, that's not how it works. You're not a middleman in this. For some reason, that seems to be a question I get a lot. Now, I have samples that I send people, but people don't buy it. They don't buy it. I don't get it and then mail it out to them. I have nothing to do with it. But my websites that I edit and that I can add whatever I want to with pictures and my testimony and all that stuff, that's what I get from Beachbody. So people are going to buy from those websites and it's going to get processed and sent out. It has nothing to do with me. Okay? So the total cost between that and your reduced Shakeology price is $115. So that right there, that's just the best example that I can give you as far as if you were a customer drinking Shakeology versus a coach drinking Shakeology. Now, again, if you guys are in the military, that $15 actually gets waived, so it's under $100. So you do save $15 a month as a coach. So that's a breakdown, really, really important that I want everybody to take a screenshot. And if you guys have questions about that, feel free to ask about that too. Okay, different types of coaches. I'm gonna go over this real quickly, but I know I mentioned this a few minutes ago, but when you sign on, what you wanna do with your business, that's what you want to do. And that's the beauty of this, is you're not signing on with some contract saying you need to do. There's no contracts. So if you sign on in like 2 weeks, you're like, not my thing, you cancel. You're not locked in for 6 months. You're not locked in for a month, okay? It's up to you on what you want to do with it and what you want to get out of it. So we have a lot of discount coaches who love a 25% discount. We have hobby coaches who may want to make some extra money, who may want to just pay off, if they like Shakeology, pay off their Shakeology, put money toward vacations or college or things like that. And then we have team builders, those who are in it for financial freedom and who have a set amount that they want to make by a certain time and who are all in. Now, the beauty of this, when you sign on, you're not locked into a position or a title as a coach. So I have people who've signed on as discount coaches and then learn what it is behind the scenes and they're like, I'm all in. I didn't realize what this was behind the scenes, because what you guys see on Facebook is a tip of the iceberg on what our groups are behind the scenes. And I've had people who sign on as business builders and then maybe something catastrophic happens in life, an illness, a move or something. They're like, I need to just discount for a while. So that's the beauty of this. You're not locked into a position on what you declare what you want to be. You sign on as a coach. You're not given a title. These are just different types of coaches that I see people fluctuate in between. So I've just put them as a generalization. Okay, so how do I earn money as a coach? This is going to be one of the big ones, all right? So you earn 25% of everything that you sell. Remember how I said as a coach you get 25% discount on your products? You're also going to earn 25% of every single thing that somebody buys through your websites that you get with Beachbody, okay? So apparel, equipment, program, Shakeology. Also, your residual percentages never go down. Now, this might not make sense if you're not in network marketing business, but I added this in here because this is a question I've been getting a lot, and I want to make sure people understand it. People are asking, say somebody bought Shakeology this month, it's November, and they are on it every month, and they love to drink it. And my commission from their order of Shakeology, that commission will always stay at 25%. It doesn't decrease to 10% after 60 days or 10% after 4 months. It will always stay at 25%. Same with the top coach in the company. So team cycle bonuses, we'll get into that, are going to be different. But as far as commissions, it's going to be 25%. That will never, ever, ever get cut with your longevity in the company. For me, that's really awesome and that's really important. So if I'm working just as hard and those people are in my groups every month and say they don't want to be a discount coach for some reason, but they love the product and they order it every month, my residual sales and percentages never go down. Now, you earn team cycle bonuses. And the next slide, I actually broke down the numbers, some of my numbers from the 2 years that you guys can take a look at and compare, okay? But team cycle bonuses are going to be based on the volume that your team produces. Like I said, I really could never outsell now what I earn in team cycle bonuses. So as my team continues to grow and my downline and coaches sign on, and my coach has a coach and her coach has a coach, and you know, we've got 7 or 8 layers deep, that volume is going to roll up to all of us. So there's not a position within our downline that somebody can sign on into that doesn't help a leg or doesn't help part of the team. And that's really cool to me. There's no like moving people around. You sign on as a coach and you're a part of the team, and that volume is going to roll up and help every single person that was above you as well. You can out-earn someone who started before you. This is really, 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 really important to me. I am not the cap for my coach's potential. Just because I signed on first doesn't mean I'm going to be their financial cap. I'm not going to be their rank cap. They can outrank me. They can out-earn me. And to be honest, I know that sounds like cheesy, but I don't care. Like, that's my goal. Like, I want to expedite the training process quicker and faster and more efficiently for coaches who sign on. So it's like, this doesn't work. This does. This doesn't work, but this does. That is my goal. I want them to set the pace of their business, and I'm going to match their speed. If they want to go fast and furious, and if they want to go all in, I'm going to be right there. If they want to discount, or if they want to kind of share a little bit, that is up to them, and I applaud that, and I'm not going to push unless they want to be pushed, unless they want to be challenged on things. That's not my job to do that. I've seen people and I've seen coaches try to push for goals, and it doesn't work. You have to have your why, and you have to have your reason, and that's my job, is to support it, not dictate it. So if it gets reversed like that, that's where I see teams crumble. We don't do that. Okay. This one it's a little small, and I can send a screenshot. If you guys can't see it, you can screenshot and blow it up. But this was something that I thought was really important for people to see the growth that I was talking about as far as commissions and bonus cycles, okay? So if you're looking at this as far as building a business, I want you to take a screenshot, and feel free to ask questions. If you're looking at this for discount, I don't want to bore you with numbers, but so 2013, I had been a coach for 3 months. I signed on in August of 2013. My commissions, this is something else. You get paid weekly from Beachbody. So you don't have to wait a month. You don't have to wait a couple weeks. You get paid weekly. So for this week in October, I earned $397.42. That was my third month in. Okay, so that was a weekly earning that I earned this month. All right. It's not at the holidays, it's not like January, when health resolutions. I picked just what I thought was a pretty normal month. Okay, that's why I picked October. Now, if you look at that, it's all commissions. Why? Because I didn't have a team yet, right? So I'm talking about team cycle bonuses. I didn't have any team yet. So all of this was 25% commission from people buying challenge packs or buying Shakeology through me, okay? Now, 2014, okay, so I've been a coach for 15 months at this point. Same exact week in October. My total earnings for that week were $561. Now, big difference on this that I want you to see is 395 of that was team bonus. 114 was commission. So you can see where my retail isn't the heavy part. My team producing what they're producing is what's starting to generate the income that is leveraging me personally, but also our team. So that's really important for people coming into this wanting to know if it's sales oriented. I'm not good at sales. I'm like, awesome. I don't want salespeople. I want people who are passionate about it and who understand team growth. Now, go into it 2 years as a coach, the same month, same week in October 2015, and you can see what my earnings were there. So my total earnings for that week were a little bit over $1,600. 1,296 of that $1,600 was from team bonuses. $200 was from commissions. So that's what I really want to show. If you're looking at this for long-term growth, it's going to be building a business and building a team, and not focused on selling products, but serving people. And if you have that formula balanced, you may have hard months and you may have struggles and life may be chaotic by the seams, but I'm telling you, you're going to make progress. Never did I think that I, 2 years into a business, be making, $1,600 to $2,000 a week simply by serving people and sharing my journey. So and I just haven't updated my slides now for 2016 because that was last month. Hesitations you might have, and this is just the very tail end, I'm going to go into it. Maybe you heard it was a pyramid scheme. You don't have time or you don't have a transformation yet. You don't want to sell things, okay? Is this a pyramid scheme? No, it's not. Okay, so here's a little, comparison. Pyramids are illegal, obviously. It's not sustainable income. A lot of times there's no products and services, but like the biggest thing is the top is going to make the cut of the money. And the top are going to be the ones that earn a significant income. Remember what I said about every single coach in the company, no matter how long or how high you are in rank, you all earn 25% commission. Your team cycle bonuses, that's up to you. That's up to how you build your team. That's up to your resiliency, your longevity in the business, and really your vulnerability and transparency with your team on like, this is our mission and this is what we're doing, and cheering them on and being a good leader and leading from the front on that. Also with pyramids, a lot of times bonuses get smaller the further down you are. It's not the same with this company. And you only earn when you pay a high enrollment fee. So obviously it's a $0 enrollment fee if you guys purchase a challenge pack. Now, versus network marketing, which is what we do. Obviously, it's not illegal. Like I said, I truly believe that you earn what you deserve in this business. If you're going to put the time into it, and if you're going to be in it for the right reasons, you're going to reap those rewards. Now, can I tell you that next month you're going to do it? No. Okay. Every coach, it takes a different amount of time. You may not be earning $397 a week, 3 months in. You may be earning more or less than that. Every single coach has the same commission percentage. Members at any level can earn a significant income. 2-star diamonds can earn 6-figure incomes. For me, that's really, 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 really important. And we're not really going to get into the rank in this. That's something, if you have questions about that, we can talk about that after. But people see diamonds and star diamonds and all this stuff. And none of that has to do with how much you sell. So you don't sell like $1,000 a product a month and you're a diamond coach. It has nothing to do with sales. It has to do with team growth. So if I have a coach who goes diamond, that makes us a 1-star diamond team. If I have 2 coaches who go diamond, 2-star, that's what it's based on. And that's a question I've been getting a lot too. So I don't really have it on my slides, but I really want people to understand that you can't sell your way to a higher rank in this company. That's not where the money is if you're looking at this as a business. Again, you can earn more than somebody above you. That's huge. When I signed on as a coach, I didn't realize we were joining the strongest team in the entire company. I joined it because I trusted my coach. I went to high school with her. I didn't realize that the Bombshell Lineage was #1 that year. So that my coach, his coach, was #1 in the entire company. What does that mean if you're a business builder? That means all the training that they gave her, she gives me, and I give my team. Now, if I was coming in as a business, that would have been huge to me. I didn't really look at it as a business the first week until I got back from vacation, and then realized how blessed and lucky I was, and I really took hold of that opportunity. So being associated with a team like that and a lineage that's the strongest out of the entire company, rarely, I think, do you have the opportunity to join or sign into something that you're #1 or you're a part of, that you can say that, yeah, I'm with that team. That's awesome. That's been huge for me, especially my first year as a coach. That was a lot of leverage for me. That gave me a voice, I felt. That gave me credibility before I had even grown a team. So for me, if you're looking at this as a business, that was something I didn't know my first week, but I learned very quickly. Okay, and then last one, what if you don't have a transformation? You don't have to have one. Some of my rock star coaches are coaches who were extremely overweight and out of shape. And they grew their business by sharing their journey, by sharing their successes and their setbacks as they gain their health. So if you're listening to this saying, oh gosh, well, maybe I haven't even done a program yet, like I need time, you don't. I promise you don't. You don't have to have like a transformation like I did. My coach lost 10 pounds and she's now $1 million earner in the company. So I can promise you, you don't have to have that. People like the raw, they like the relatable, and they like the journey aspect of it. So for me on Facebook, by me sharing my life, that is what attracts people. They don't want to see somebody who's in perfect shape, who's always happy, and who has their life together. I'm a mess sometimes behind the scenes, and I say that. And that's relatable. I like joining people who are real. So if you put that out there, people follow your journey. Okay. And just to wrap it up is, if you don't want to sell things, good. because neither do we. These are some examples of my coaches' posts. Never a link. I feel that it's never salesy on purpose. I think new coaches learn as they go, but it's amazing the power that a single selfie can do in your business. People, again, they're following you for a reason. They're not following a product. They're following how your life is transforming because of what you're doing, and they want to be a part of that. So I'm in my cold market, which means that people that I know I'm a coach. So the people who are signing with me, most of them I've never even met in person, but that's the power of using social media and the virtual world the right way. As you're connecting and you're building relationships. It's longer to do, but I'm telling you, it builds a solid organization when you build these relationships with people first, and then they're like, you know what? I trust you. Like you're in this for the right reasons, and you don't have to be a coach for 3 years. I mean, we all started at zero. I did not have a team, okay? That comes with time, but that comes with hard work, resiliency, transparency, and a lot of creativity and just being who you are and not worried about what other people think. And I think that's the hardest part sometimes in the business. But anyway, okay, so that's my coaching opportunity call for tonight. I hope that I covered and really tackled a lot of questions that I know, Lane, you're listening live. If you guys are going to be listening to this recording later tonight or later on this week, I have a variety of slides, and I always try to share the ones that people seem to be asking about. So if you have questions I didn't tackle, please let me know. If your spouse or your family has specific questions that I didn't get deep enough into, let me know. I'm an open book on this. Honestly, there is nothing off limits. If you are in network marketing and were before, and you understand the dynamic of it and the business model of it, and you have really specific questions, I'm an open book. Totally open book about it. So thanks for your time, you guys. I know I'm playing with my hair. I'm like, oh my goodness. I feel like a horse. like all over the place. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording,